Hello everyone. Welcome back to another week of trading, another month of trading actually. My name is Eustace. I'm known as the freshman trader on social media, and I'm just going to be going through some analysis, looking at some key levels that I'm watching, and some key market structure across the Forex market. If you guys are new here, I would highly recommend subscribing to the A1 Trading channel. It's completely free, and I bet you will learn a whole lot from traders all around the world. And also, if you want to go an extra step, you can also click to join their channel, and you get exclusive members or VIP access to certain events like live streams and technical analysis. So let's get started on some analysis. We took this trade on USD Swiss franc, which was the first trade of the month for me, based on price just making lower lows and lower highs. So if we look at this structure, we can see price made a lower low right here. Then we can see early this week, we broke and closed below this lower low right there. So as soon as that happens, I start seeing that price has made a lower low. So I'm watching to see if we can make a lower high and then continue bearish from there. Okay. To identify my entry, I flip to my 1 hour time frame. I can see the 4 hour close below structure right here. We push back to this key level, multiple weak rejections, showing that the sellers are in control as price is rejecting this level multiple times. We can see a rejection there and a rejection there. So highly likely that price is going to continue down, especially when we have this big momentum shift candle as well. We enter with a sell stop just below there. And we're actually using a trailing stop for this trade. So this take profit is not really relevant. The stop nicely above structure, but we're using a trailing stop. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Moving my stop loss to break even once we hit this 1-to-1 sort of range. You can see we almost hit it, but then we completely reversed. So hopefully we can see that continue. But anyway, let's get going with some other analysis. If we flip to Aussie dollar, US dollar, we can see towards the start of this week and the end of last week, the US dollar got smashed, okay? As well, the Aussie dollar was pretty strong.
Here's a free Discord channel every Forex trader should join. You get access to daily trade ideas, market scans, and market coverage for what's happening in the Forex world today. See what professional traders are thinking on things like GBP, JPY, gold, and Euro USD. And the best part, it's totally free. Click the link on this video and it will take you to a Telegram chat with one of our team members. Send them the word apply and we'll get you in the free Discord shortly after.
So we can see a very clear break above this previous structure where price failed to break above. Now we have price creating a massive higher high right here. So my plan for now is to wait for the price to push back to this key level in order to show me a potential entry to go long around that level. Okay, so if I flip to my 1 hour time frame, all I want to see is this 1 hour push back down to this level and then show me that it's going to reject that level. Now, what I mean by rejecting that level is I want to see price respecting this level by creating weak rejections, and then I want to enter on some sort of a momentum shift, which is shown by a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, so that signifies a potential end of this exhaustion phase and a beginning of a new push phase to make a new higher high in line with the overall trend. Okay, so I would enter somewhere along here, and whether you want to take a 1-to-2, 1-to-3, it's completely up to you. I'm going to be utilizing a trailing stop, which I will explain actually right now. So essentially how this trailing stop works, I've been experimenting with a bit recently, and it's given me some pretty decent results. So we enter long up here. Let's say price on the 4 hour. So I use the 4 hour, could be anything, depends on what you like, depends on what you've tested and fits your plan. But if the 4 hour makes a higher high, then a higher low, as soon as it breaks and closes above that previous higher high, that is when I'm going to move my stop loss to just below the previous high low. Okay, so let's say price continued bullish, we make a new high, a higher low. As soon as we break and close above that previous higher low, I'm going to move my stop to just here. Okay, So the goal of this sort of strategy is just to see your trades run, to win big, and let your winners sort of just keep winning. Obviously, it's going to affect your win rate, but that's why I said it's completely up to you how you take your targets. You should test your system to see what works best for you. Okay, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. If we click on the 4 hour, we can see that there is a potential reversal happening, but it's too early to tell. Okay, so if we look at the market, we can see we're making lower lows and lower highs. Okay, recently, however, we have pushed below this level, but then rejected that level straight away, pushed back up, and now we're looking to break above this previous lower high structure right here. Okay, so if this 4 hour breaks and closes above this level, somewhere up here, that is when I'm going to start looking for potential reversals. We have a break of this trend. We have a new high created. Then if that happens, if the 4 hour closes out of this level, we can flip to my entry time frame, and then I'm going to be looking for price to push back to this level and again create that rejection to show me an entry. What I mean, I want to see wicks and I want to see a nice big engulfing candle to enter that trade. Okay, there is also, however, a really strong chance that price could reject this level and then continue bearish from here, and in that case we could look at potential sells continued on this trend. Okay, so that's why I wait for this 4 hour to sort of close out of a level, just to give me that extra confidence that the market has made a sort of decision on where it's going. Okay, GBP NZD, another really nice setup I want to talk about. So we can see last week we had this massive bullish run. Now we are sort of failing to make new highs, creating a bit of a double top structure. But the key level I'm looking at is this structure right here. We can see prices failed to break below this structure multiple times, and now we're pushing back to this level yet again. So it'll be a key sort of indicator that if we break below this level, we can start looking at sells if we see that retest. Okay, so let's say again the 4 hour closes out of this level. I'm going to be flipping to my 1 hour time frame, and I want to see price push back to this level and show me that it's actually respecting this level, and it's likely going to end this exhaustion phase and go on to make new lows. Okay, so my entry will look something like this, as this is an engulfing candle, stop loss safely above those highs, and again, I'm going to be using my trailing stop, but whether you want to use a 1 to 3, I think some of these targets, some of these lows down here is a very reasonable target to look at. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, again, it's all based on whether this 4 hour can close below this level right here. Okay, GU, if we continue, is actually a very similar setup to Aussie dollar US dollar. So this just goes in line with the US dollar weakness, which we can see we have made a new structural higher high right there. Okay, the key thing about this is we've broken above a key level in the market, which in the past prices failed to break above multiple times. Okay, so in terms of entries, I'm flipping to my 1 hour and I'm looking for potential buys. Want to see price come back off of this level, reject, and then continue bullish from there. Okay, so we have the high, we want to see the exhaustion to create the higher low. Then we want to see weak rejections down here and a momentum shift in the form of an engulfing candle to see this exhaustion phase end. And then we want to enter to profit off the new push phase, which is going to make a new higher high. In theory. Obviously, it's not perfect every time. In fact, my win rate is actually less than 40%, it's around 35%. But because I use higher win risk to reward, that is where I actually make my money. So, yeah, it's all about just taking the highest probability trade that you can. But yeah, that's the plan. Let's see how that pays out. If we continue down to USD CAD, I have not analyzed this, but again, a very, very nice setup, almost similar to GU, but sort of in the opposite direction. So what we can see here is a very clear, nice downtrend. Now we can see price has recently been failing to break below this level quite a few times. So we have heaps of touches here, even a bit of a lower low structure right there. Now price has finally broken and closed below this sort of key resistance or support, pardon me. And now what I want to see is price again create this lower high before continuing bearish. If we look at the 1 hour time frame, it does look really nice, but again, we want to see the lower high. We want to see the buyers try push this market back into this level, but no, the sellers are in control. The sellers are pushing this market down, and we are going bearish if we see this entry confirmation with wicks and an engulfing candle. In terms of targets, there's actually quite a lot of room to the left here. So yeah, if we look to the left here, we can see that in this sort of area, price has moved very cleanly in the past. So even back here, we can see very big moves in this sort of range. So I think it wouldn't be a very bad idea whatsoever to sort of really look at letting your winners run in these areas, because in the past, in this area, price has shot up or shot down. So there's not a whole lot of obstruction holding price back. So this will be a really interesting trade if it can set off. I'm actually just going to set an alert right there to see if this 1 hour can push back, and we can start looking at entries. Okay, USD Swiss franc we talked about before, which is moving in my direction nicely now. So yeah, we're just going to let that one run. And again, if we see the 4 hour sort of create a lower low and then a lower high, and as soon as it breaks that low, we're going to be moving my stop loss to just above this lower high. Pardon me, lower high. Getting mixed up. Anyway, nearly there. Let's continue with this Euro GBP pair. So this is a pretty nice reversal setup. And it's quite small, but even if you're, I guess you could sort of call this a bit of a wedge. But the key thing that I'm looking at here is price is breaking below the previous high-low structure, coming off a double top. Okay, so coming off a reversal structure, we also have price breaking the previous level. Okay, so what this indicates is that this mini uptrend is sort of over. Price is creating new lows, waiting for a new lower high, and then a continuation of this downtrend happening right here. Okay, that is of course if first of all the 4 hour closes below this level, and then if we get rid of this to get rid of some confusion, we can look at the 1 hour to create that wick and then continue bearish from that level. Okay, an entry will look something like this, and we'll take whatever target we can. Let me just look at some targets potentially. So again, really nice price movement in this area. I think some of these lows to the left down here would not be a bad target whatsoever. So yeah, let's see what happens. Still, we need to see this 4 hour close out of this level to see this sort of trend break really come through. Then we can start looking at this retest of this level on the 1 hour and the rejection as well. Okay. Last pair I want to look at is Euro Swiss franc. So currently this is in just a good old consolidation. Okay. But the reason I want to talk about it is because it's presenting a really clean market structure. So either way this pair goes, I'm very happy to trade it. Scenario one, we push up and we break the previous lower high structure, and we can look at potential longs coming off a potential reversal from a break of this trend, break of the previous lower high structure, new higher high created, new higher low, 1 hour rejection, continuation. Okay, that's scenario one. The other scenario is price breaks below the previous low, which is this level right here. We retest, create a lower high, and then continue bearish from there. Okay, and as you can see, then we're just sort of continuing this downtrend. Okay, so right now the bias is bearish because we're still trending down. Okay, we're remaining above this previous lower high structure right here, and we're respecting that level. So my bias is bearish, but until I see price break out of this zone, I'm not really looking to take any trades. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that little breakdown. See you guys soon. Enjoy the week. Stay very patient and have a good month of trading and subscribe.